Hello, hello, hello. Just going live here on Tuesday. It is Tuesday, October. It is October sometime. We are okay, October 22nd. And we are going live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry about the shadow here, guys. Wow, that was really bright. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Just going live today. I've stepped into my Akashic enlightenment, so I'm in that space. We'll see kind of what comes through today. I feel like there's a lot of healing going on in the collective. So if it's more healing, I do messages and healing. So if we're kind of going that route, but come on in. If you are like, do I join this live? If you are watching it from the outside, I say, why not join the live? It's not going to hurt you. You're contributing. You can always leave. Don't worry. I won't know who you are unless you type in the chat there. So come on in. We are just getting started. And as I can see, actually, now I'm seeing that it's live on YouTube. So good. So come on in. I'm sending this out to a couple of groups online. So come on in, ask your questions, guys. I'm going to start off with a collective reading. And I'm really actually feeling this connection to, I keep hearing about the soul and keep hearing about, I'm hearing about the soul here. I have a couple different decks that I'm being called to look at right now. I have my angelic deck. Welcome in. I'm just going to do a collective reading here. So if you're interested in a reading, feel free to kind of type in the chat there. Let me know where you are from. I am in the US. I'm in Arizona. So if you're in another country, let me know. I always love it when we have other countries kind of pop up here. So I am hearing about this. So I'm hearing soul right now. Give me a follow, guys, too, if you're online on Facebook or YouTube. I'm just past halfway to my goal on YouTube, or where I'm trying to get on subscribers. I'm at half of 500. And so once I get to 500, I'm going to be doing some cool stuff there. So you're not going to want to miss that. But going into just the collective here, this soul reading coming through for the collective, for the vibration that's coming in. I'm pulling a card here, and I'm just loving the vibration of this self-love coming in. This vibration. Good morning. Good morning. It's like almost evening for me. So let me know where you are at because good morning sounds like you're somewhere. I'm not sure where, but give me a follow, guys. Give me a subscribe. I'm doing some cool free readings in the future and free healings as well when I get to 500 subscriptions on YouTube. So, and we have a lot of YouTubers in here today. So shout out to YouTube for pushing this out. If you have, by the way, if you have any questions on whether or not you should go live and what platforms that you are on, YouTube has been really supportive on newer accounts. I only have around 250 subscribers. So if you're like, should I invest in YouTube? What platform should I get into? When I go live on YouTube, it just went to like 30 subscribers, or 30 people. So definitely give that a try, guys. A good evening from Sri Lanka. I love it. I'm here in the US, guys. So I am loving where this is just pushing out to everything here. So welcome here. I'm doing a couple I'm doing a collective right now. So hit that subscribe button if you are like interested in supporting my channel. You'll get notifications on when I go live and some of the cool stuff I'm doing in the future. So let's get a card pulled already, right? Like what is going on for this collective that's here? Animal soul friends. So there's a couple things coming in here. And so far, what I am hearing about is there's a connection to the collective here, or rewatching this, connected to animals, connected to healing with animals. Your animals are healing you. And the reason why that's coming in is animals are pure, right? Animals are, if you believe, and this is my understanding from working with the Akashic realm and higher fields, is that, we have animal soul meets and partners that come into this lifetime that kind of really help us in many different ways. And so this pure energy with them, yeah, I absolutely could pull a card for you. Just give me 2 minutes and I'm going to finish up this collective right here. This pure energy of animals and what they're reflecting back to you is exactly what you have within, right? So a lot of what I've learned is that our external world will mirror back the things that are happening within us. So that pureness, this sense of this sense of just, connection to just being, right? I mean, animals are just like connected, just being, um, and it's awesome. It's a really good space to be in. And it's really, so if you're really feeling connected to animals right now, they could be coming to you to help you with your healing journey, or to see things within yourself that you haven't seen at this time. So yeah, it's feeling really powerful, this card here, this animal soul friends, right? So whoever this message, or from, if this is from many people, this message, it's really quite beautiful. So I do have here as well, could you pull a card? So it's good morning from India. Yes, I can pull a card. And good morning to you. No, I do not mean KFC. I love the joke, but no. um, no. This, I mean, I do love the jokes, but in all seriousness, there's definitely someone who needed to hear that. So, a card. Can I pull a card for you? I can pull a card. I'm being drawn to a specific deck for you. So this is going to be for Nishant, and I hope I pronounced that right. So let me pull a card here. If you don't mind, if you are able to subscribe to my channel as an energy exchange, I would really appreciate it. Just as I pull, oh, we have a couple cards actually that I didn't get in here. I'm going to pull a card for you here. And so how I do things is I do feel things in the body, and I feel my throat. So I had a card that just flew out here, and I'm gonna explain it, because I read the cards differently and the energy differently. So it's birds of a feather. Okay, so there are a lot of, as you can see, birds here, right? This is part of like community here. This is connected to, there's like 4 birds on here and different paths. No, I don't need your date of birth. I read off of your energy and your field with your, because you gave me permission. So that's just kind of how I go in. So I feel like right now, what I heard was community. I heard, I'm hearing about you either wanting or building community at this time, like people who are like-minded like you. I feel like there's some separateness that's going on. So separateness could be like a few different things. It could just be like you disconnecting from the typical people that you surround yourself with. It could be like you just kind of going inwards a little bit just for a brief moment. But I feel like there's a lot of reflection in who is surrounding you lately, and like what does that look like now in the future, right? So does that look like, hey, you know what? I'm actually going to build a community of like-minded people so that I feel like I'm seen, right? Those are some of the things that are coming through. I'm not sure if that is resonating for you. And let me pull another card here for you too as well. And welcome in, welcome in. So let me see here. Ah, let me see. Okay, and I don't know if you have any feeling in your throat as well. Sometimes, so I tap into like the emotional body. Sometimes we feel it in the physical body, but I definitely feel like this expression here. There are things of wanting to express. And so when you say kind of, I'm not sure what that's relating to. So I know I asked a couple things like, are you having any throat stuff? Do you feel anything there? Is it resonating? So it might be towards that it's kind of resonating. And so just let it sit with you, right? Don't make things fit if they don't. And sometimes, sometimes we come back at a later time when we get to kind of reflect and we're like, oh, these things kind of make sense. But the one thing I want to say with the throat is that I feel like I'm not expressing uh, things. It feels like my authentic, um, like who I am authentically, want to come out in a lot of different ways. And it's not that you aren't trying to be authentic. It's like, right, a little bit of the fear of like, well, if I say this, will someone get me? Like that's kind of it. It's and Okay, you do have an itch in your throat. Thank you for confirming. Because it's like, yeah, it's just kind of like right here. And so your throat chakra is connected to expression and speaking. Now, expression and speaking could be a lot of different things, but I feel it's about communicating. It's about like, I feel like resistance and communicating because are people going to really get me type. And you might not consciously think that. So a lot of these things come from the subconscious mind. We're not proactively saying, "Oh, I don't want to, express because then are they going to really get me or see me?" Right? But what it could be is like you have things to say and you just kind of resist, right? So in these readings, I get a little bit deeper onto like, hey, this is like some of the surface level, and there are some deeper things here that want to come out. And so just kind of explore, right? All I say is just kind of explore and like that energy center, right? Because I know you're saying no, that energy center has to do with expression. So there are things here, there are opportunities. So just look at and just say, like, all right, where is it in my life that I may not be expressing? And that's a big thing that wants to come through here. So let me just okay. Yeah, just keep it in mind. It could even be your own internal emotions. So like say you are expressing yourself, right? But sometimes there's like what I'm hearing is emotions. So I'm not going to try to make it fit, but for people to have physical manifestations of things in their body, yes, we can relate it to say that I'm getting sick or I'm getting a cold, right? But it's coming in this reading for a reason. So you just can sit with it. And, there's definitely some conscious stuff in there. Right. So, but yeah, that's what I get. And the last thing I saw is I just see you kind of shouting and yelling and transmuting that energy. So even if it's not, this is not really connecting, if you are expressing in that manner, yeah, if you're expressing in that manner where you are uh yelling and getting that energy out of the throat, that's going to move that itch in your throat. That's what I'm hearing. That's what they're showing me. So there's just some deeper stuff here, that's in deeper layers. And then I love that you say that you feel like you're having an awakening, because part of the an awakening is like this, like, whoa, my perceptions are shifting. So I'm seeing things differently, and sometimes what we say is not actually truly how we feel. There could be sometimes like a disconnect from the body and mind, and now we're truly seeing like the veil lift a little bit, and now we're seeing like who we truly are, because we can be programmed to learn things from family or from society on like, this is the way that things are in life. And that gets in here, right? So when we have an awakening, we start to see things differently. And we start to say, well, the way that I have been acting is actually connected to something deeper. So it is good that you have that awareness. I definitely get that connection too. So hopefully some of this resonated. Feel free to check out, I'm just going to pop up real quick my website. Feel free to check out my website. I do personal one-on-one readings as well. I specialize in Akashic readings. So check that out. And then I'm also doing a free, so I have it's myawakeningwithin.com. I'm also having a free third eye activation and workshop tomorrow. So definitely check it out. It's free. It's for people to get to know me. I'll be channeling. And so I pop that up here. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to myawakeningwithin.com/events-one, or just on the events page and just sign up for free, right? um, yeah, so let me just go here. So we have a couple things coming in. We just have some people coming in and out, guys. So I'm just doing some readings today. And so if you would like a reading, I'm just doing energy exchange. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow. Feel free to type a question in the chat here. Follow me on all the different channels. As I just kind of was finishing up a reading here. Yeah, I could totally share the link here. So if you go to myawakeningwithin.com/events-one, you'll see right up at the top, it says Third Eye Activation and Workshop. It's free. Like I said, you can get to know me on a deeper level. I will be channeling in, working within with the third eye, and helping people to understand how to activate it and what is it to know about that energy center. I'll also be doing energy healing as well within that workshop, and just kind of going in deeper, right? Understanding between the collective that is there and just kind of the vibration of the people that are there, there'll be messages that are connected to understanding like our third eye, that center. I teach from a space of we have all the innate tools and power within us, right? Sometimes it's just kind of maybe even kind of getting a little bit of guidance, right? And so part of what people will kind of see in the workshop and that activation is that we have that ability to activate it ourselves, right? It's kind of like having that belief that we can do it, right? And that intention as well. So we'll get to more of that deeper in the workshop. Yeah, so definitely sign up there. So I shared that link there. I do see Zen Diva for you. I see your question there. So let me tap in. And as people are just coming in and out, guys, hit that subscribe button so you know when I go live or when I post things. I do podcast episodes. I upload all of these really, really cool free resources. So you're not going to want to miss it. All right. Before I get to that question I see here, you have animals listening to you, even the street, small kids, and you don't have to talk. as well. Yeah, you're telepathically communicating, right? So, and that's a different thing, but it is that's right. There's that energy center, that third eye, and just whatever wants to come through. So check that out. Okay, so Zen Diva for you. I'm actually feeling like I want to stay with the cards that are in my hands. Do I sense a spirit guide working with you? If so, in what aspect? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for the support there. Well, Susan Diva, I know what your first name is, so I will, and if you want to type it in, fine. If not, but I will just say Zen. So of course, spirit guides are absolutely working with you. This is something that I will look to do a workshop in the future. And Laura, okay, also Laura, nice to meet you. I'm actually really considering doing even just a free workshop in the future too, because our guides are always present. It's just all about free will, right? So like all the time, I'll just kind of like thank my guides for messages. Especially in the beginning when I didn't really know what the messages were, I would thank them. I would say, okay, guides, I need help with this, or I need help with this. And a lot of people don't know, but you can call in all types of spirit guides. You can call in guides to help you manage your finances. You can call in guides to help you. Like I was launching a product when I was first starting out with all this stuff, and I just kind of called in those guides that was appropriate to that product to help it get some feet. And so, right, there's all types of guides out there. So absolutely, Laura, there is for sure spirit guide working with you. It's so funny that I said telepathy before, because that is dropping in my head again for no short reason. So I don't know if yeah, because I'm disconnected from this other reading, and there's a lot for sure in that third eye center, in that space. I also feel the crown chakra just kind of opening a little bit here, but absolutely with your abilities and gifts. And I say abilities and gifts because we all have these abilities. We all have this ability to kind of tap into the field, and it's just honing in and working on it. So I do feel like you have guys that are they're trying to help you with this. Do you consider yourself intuitive? You also feel that in the crown, yeah. It's just when I channel, right, and people are open, right, because you gave your permission, and if people are open, things will start to just open up and just be, right. Allow that information to come in from an energetic level. So yes, so you're saying yes, intuitive, right? So because yes, very much. I'm not sure what that was, but I'm assuming is you do consider yourself very intuitive. Yeah, I don't know if you channel or if you know that you channel. I like to say that because we all can channel. I'm just hearing this, or the way that they're showing it is your guides are showing all this white energy just kind of going through. And to me, I'm just I'm hearing about channeling. I don't know if you do anything with light language as well, or if you know what light language is, and if you do or not, just so I know what you're saying yes to, just be like yes, light. But I don't know if you currently channel light language, but I see this coming through. I even feel it's interesting, the vibration of the people that come in for this a lot of people have just similar things going on. So I feel the throat area too with you, and I feel like there's some resistance. Okay, you're not aware of channeling. Okay. Okay, that's okay because most of us are not aware that we are channeling until even just little pieces like this start to come in. And so you might kind of start to recognize it in the future. So, but um, do you do any energy work? Because I am getting light language. I'm getting all this stuff in the throat that wants to kind of clear out so that you can express this energy. I'm not necessarily feeling like Reiki or anything like that. So if you are, I'm sure, it just feels like there's some attunement that is happening, a connection to the ear ringing. Okay, you are. Okay, you are. And so, um, which makes sense on the light language too, because right, it's all energy. At the end of the day, it's all energy. It's all right coming in from the same source, right? It's just how it's expressed, and it's also about the vibration of people that are coming to us and what resonates with them. So like light language coming through for you, like I feel that coming through the throat. And I like so that's why I said like I feel that channeling, but to me it connects to like a light language, and light language coming out where it sounds like another language, but it's just all energy and it's just coming out of that space, right? So some people might do sound healing for to kind of work with energy and sound. For you, if you've been feeling called to sound lately, the ringing, what your guides are saying is like your vibration, you're tapping into like higher consciousnesses, which is why I feel the channeling coming through. I just feel like the throat is resisting it a little bit. I also pulled a card here. Actually, two came out. So this is when you don't know what you pray for. Okay. So I just want to point out here, there's a lot of blue in there. And the next card is freeing the threads of connection. A lot of blue in there too. Spirit is just calling me to all of this blue, right? Throat space. There's just so much there. And to me, like this energy bursting out here, and what's saying freeing the threads of connection. But what I really feel like it's like freeing the restrictions of like how energy is expressed. So I don't know if you're open to like different ways of working with energy, and just because kind of seeing what you say with you being a Reiki master, right? We learn that there's just so many things out there, so many different ways to work with energy. And so this is like, to me, this is like what's coming out of your throat. Like I don't even know if you sing. I just heard the word sing. I feel like if you start singing when you are working with energy, you're going to start to hear that language come through, and it's going to stream through. So give it a try. Give it a try there, because they're like, your guides are definitely, yeah, I feel like you have new guides that are kind of like step back a little bit. And they're like, they're looking to work with you and just kind of help you in this space and help you with, yeah, give it a try. And even if you kind of just like, I'm hearing like om. I'm hearing like om, right? We're just getting that energy out with that voice. So if you're working with energy, I just kind of see you like, I see the hands, and I just see that coming out. And that energy, it's like it's getting the energy moving in that center, and it's moving past if there is any subconscious resistance, because it doesn't feel like it's like, like you're not intentionally there. But yeah, it feels really positive. Your guides are really excited. They're really excited you're here. Yeah, is like it's like keeping it simple. They're just like focusing on repeating that word. It's like tapping into this altered state. And then all of a sudden, what comes through to me is I start to hear another language and I just flow into that. So it could be like, oh, Maciel, do it, just like letting whatever wants to come out, and just letting that fly. So it feels really good. Also, I just heard full time. Uh, are you not doing this full time? Let me know. I know I asked you like the way that I asked it. So like no full time, yes full time. Because I feel like you have guides that are like looking to really help you step into this full time. If you are doing a full time, then it's just all about bringing more clients to you. Um, yeah. Um, Let me know. Yeah, I never see anyone typing either, but it just pops up. So, yeah, let me know if you are. Oh, okay. I don't know if what you're saying is you don't see anything in the chat. I do. I see all these things. I'm on two different platforms right now, so people might not see the different things. You're interested in doing more energy work. Okay. Yeah, so these are the guys that are coming in. They're like really helping to help you expand and like being limitless in this area because I feel like this full time stepping into that like full time is like I think is just going to happen really really quick and maybe a little bit unexpected too. But once I hear you doing the Om and like working on that throat, I just bam, like everything opens. So it feels really, really, really good. So hopefully, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps, Laura. I know I saw you followed me recently on Facebook, so feel free to check out some of my free stuff. Um, yeah, feel free to check out some of my free stuff here. Have my website. I do Akashic readings, personal one-on-one. So here I'm in my Akashic field as people are here and they're maybe understanding how I work. I right now am in my own Akashic field. So I'm in my own Akashic records. I'm also in what's called the Book of Truth. And so this steps into an understanding like the laws of the universe. So I'm in a higher vibrational field here, and I'm a psychic medium. So I'm just really tapping into people's fields. The field is open. And so in a personal session, it gets deeper. Like if you're feeling like stuck, if someone, and not necessarily you, Laura, but if someone is feeling like, hey, I'm stuck, I'm not happy in my job. Why am I stuck with my prosperity and abundance? Why is it not, coming to me? What happens in these sessions is you get to the root of the mindset of what could be in your way. Because at the end of the day, everything is all energy. Our thoughts are energy, subconscious mindset, unconscious mindset, that's energy. And you may not be physically saying things like, oh, I'm not worthy, right? Because, like, for me, that was a big thing in my business. I was like, having my worthiness core wound come up and diving into what that looked like physically was I would kind of distract. I would distract on the projects. I may take on 10 things at a time because I'm like, I, I wanted to move the needle, but like I didn't really feel like I was worthy. So once you kind of get to the mindset there and you help move that energy, I'm also an energy healer. So I help facilitate that shift. Then you can really start to step into and claim and know your abundance is already there because it is. I come from a space of that you guys don't need me. right? But I can help support and facilitate, especially if you're working with that subconscious mind. You don't know what might be driving our actions, but usually a lot of times we do things to validate those subconscious beliefs. So even though I wasn't physically saying I'm not worthy, I was doing all these things to validate that belief system. So once we move that energy, a lot of people see like a transformation within whatever their goals are for the session. So feel free to check that out. Oh yeah. Wow, 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 wow. That is awesome. Well, hey there, as people are coming in, hit that subscribe button if you are new here. Let me know. Feel free to drop in where you're at. But Laura, yes, I do know who you are now. Okay. Um, I know who you are. So good to see you. Good to see you. And Michelle, I see what you're saying. That's what you're navigating at the moment. I kind of said a lot. Um, but yeah, um let me know what you're thinking there. You're navigating a lot at the moment there. Um yeah, there's a lot. My thing is everyone is on their journey, right? And like how can I support? So this is like part of my platform. I get on here. I kind of, I'm really helping where in an aspect where I may be giving out some free readings sometimes, right? So people can get to know me because you're like, I don't know this person, and do I really want to invest in a session with her? And I totally feel that. And also, um, I yeah, I also teach about this subconscious and unconscious mind, um, because I would operate. I mean, they say we operate in a big portion of that, but now that I see it in the sessions, um, I start to see where things come from, right? Within my own, with clients that I work with, like you start to see a lot of things come from, I'll just say, usually in the sessions, like under the age of 12. It's very specific. It'll be like this one time when you're 11, and maybe like, there was a divorce, or like there could have been a death, or whatever it may be, where we start to question our like trust. Sometimes there is trauma too that can be connected to, like for me, there was some sexual trauma. There were some things there that is even connected to like prosperity and abundance, because it's connected to a lot of things too. But the deeper that I got with some of the traumas, the more that I would then connect to my own sexual energy. And it's just all life force, right? And I don't necessarily hear a lot of spiritual teachers talking about this, but it's just all energy at the end of the day, right? And when we are balanced, when we know what some of these things are, or maybe like programming us to kind of act on, then that's when we can really take control and say like um how we can now consciously clear things out. So yeah, the deep subconscious is really it's a lot, like especially too with family passes. There's all these mindsets, there's traumas they go through, and then they act unconsciously, right? I always say when people are doing things, it's like never personal, because we have 90-95% acting out of that subconscious mind. So you think about all the people in our lives that have done things, they're acting from their programming. So when we say it stops at us, right? This is us to go back and look at all the mindsets that even are being passed down, and clearing that right within the family lineage. But it's all within now in our subconscious mind. So I love that. I love that you are really looking at the family now. So, and I see so many people coming in. Please give a subscribe to my YouTube, guys. I'm looking to grow this channel. I'm doing some really powerful things in the near future. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe. Thank you for the hearts there. And let's see, do I think we have to do shadow work to clear that, or can our sessions clear it? Both, right? So this is the way that I understand it, right? Is like we all have the power, right, to clear everything that we want to clear. We have all of that. The thing is sometimes when you get deep within the subconscious, it just depends on where you are. Like if you're like, hey, I do feel like there's something there, you're going in and you're intentionally saying, okay, you're going into a meditation and you're calling out your subconscious to help, and your guides to help understand why it is that you're stuck, and you're doing those things, but maybe you feel like you're still stuck, right? Because we're working with the subconscious, sometimes there's a root, right? There's somewhere that we're just not able to see at that moment. Not that we can't, but it just there's something there. That's why I always say sometimes, right? Like it's hard for people to read themselves, or like or things like that, because you're attached to the outcome. Right. So we're attached to like, oh, like I want to move through this and I'm like attached to it. So we're projecting maybe some things that we think is there, and we're all still doing work as we are clearing, as we are reviewing things, right? It could just be a layer that then is moving through so that the next layer you're ready for. So you can absolutely do all of this on your own. It's just more of like a, hey, I'm looking for support. I'm looking to get a little boost and see some things that maybe I'm struggling to see for some reason. And that's where you can say, you know what, that's where you can reach out to someone, right? What I always say is always try to begin the process on your own, so you start to understand you start to understand how to dive deeper into those realms, right? I do spiritual and conscious living coaching as well, so I do teach some of that stuff, but sometimes having support, asking for support is not a bad thing. But all of that is within us, like all these abilities and gifts to be able to heal ourselves is all within us. And to be honest, during sessions, I'm the conduit, right? So the person stepping in, sometimes even when they say yes, even before they pay, but they're like stepping in, they're like, yes, I'm going to do this. The energy starts to come through and they start to feel it. And then it gets a little fuzzy on like how to proceed, because you're like, well, there's so much energy already coming through. And so, right, I always say I'm that conduit to hold that vibration, but the client, the person who wants to do the work, they want to do the work. They are doing the work. They're raising their vibration, they're meeting, and they're allowing, right, that they're allowing themselves to release. They're giving things a voice, and they're saying, yes, like I'm making this change. So it's very interesting, but yeah, assistance can be great, right? And with it too, I understand, like with the right person, there's people who go out on a limb, and like if I'm ever at a fair or something, they'll be like, your energy feels good, and they just kind of go and sit, and but sometimes people want to know a little bit more about the person they're working with, and I absolutely agree with that mentality as well. Like both ways, there's no wrong way. But when you are working with someone, what's really important is to know part of their journey. Okay. Because especially, I'll just say for I can't speak for all the types of modalities out there. I just know when working with the Akashic realm and you get into some very deep stuff, you get into traumas, you get into like very personal details. A lot of times there are mirrors and reflections there that are reflecting something that could have happened to us, right? So if I just dive into work and do readings and I just, I'm out here over here giving advice, I'm probably projecting a little bit of unhealed trauma there, right? So I'm putting myself in the situation. I'm not reading that person anymore. I'm reading me, right? So I could be projecting my stuff into the reading. I could be projecting, right, how I feel about it. And my filter is now coming through from my experience and unhealed trauma. And that's coming through in the reading. So I like did the math the other day on like how many hours I've invested. Let me see if I have it up here to pull up. Because I have literally invested, I don't know if it's like 200 hours. I've invested 200 hours within my own, more than that, I will say, but 200 hours within the Akashic field where I've worked with other people, personal sessions, but I've also had all my own work that's documented. But I've gone into my Akashic. I would go in every day. So let's just say, if you want to look at like for 6 months, me going in every day, right? Just doing the work to move that through. And it's important. It's important when we're out here and we're, if we're saying that we're spiritual teachers and we're leading in some capacity, or people are listening to us, what we are giving out is going to either perpetuate a cycle or allow someone to truly see themselves, because I'm out of the way. And so they're truly seeing themselves, and they are then saying they're, agreeing, yes, they are now releasing. So I could, right, potentially, someone could be like validating a fear, right? Unconsciously. Most of this stuff is never like, when I first started reading, I was never going in and saying, let me go in and like, continue the cycle. That was not a thing. I would just kind of go in and tap in and read. And that was part of the development circle and me being in that space. So knowing who you're working with is really important to see what their journey is. And so that has been part of my mission as well. So people can get to know me. I do have podcasts on YouTube. People can listen in to me on lives, right? And to know that I'm really serious about empowering other people. That's kind of like my part of my goal, part of my my mission is empowering other people to see all this light within them, right? So it's definitely beautiful. But yeah, a healed healer. Yeah, a healed healer. And look, well, there's a journey. There's so many layers. Like there's all these layers that come in that you're like, now we're ready to reveal a deeper layer and to work through that and release that. So we're always healing, right? But are people, are people we're working with doing the work? Or like to me, I'm not in this for money. There's an energy exchange, right? That I believe like the value of what we're doing, right? But I'm in it to continue to heal myself as well. Because I will say I learn a lot in sessions and people that I work with. So I do truly um, learn a lot. So as people are coming in and out here, guys, feel free to hit that subscribe button. You are coming to this channel where all things healing, all things spirituality, all things um, understanding life. I have been doing some channeled messages. So if anyone else had another question here that they want to ask, I will be doing potentially one more reading. If not, I'll just kind of let the flow go with the cards here. And of course, I have these cards here. So as you guys are coming in, especially on YouTube, guys, I love all the people coming in on YouTube, and I'm like more than halfway of my goal of subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button for some energy exchange. If you're like, I kind of like one thing she said, and I maybe you missed some of it, but just hit that subscribe button here. And then if I don't see any new people drop in anything, I'm gonna just kind of pull some cards and go with the flow here, and just see what the collective needs to know, or wants to know, or is open to hearing. Yeah, it is a journey. Yeah, being on the path and doing the work is a must. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a journey, right? So it's always like fluid. It's always, and that's the beauty of it too, is that we not necessarily like keep moving, but you see it, you bring it into your awareness, and we do the work, and then magic happens. Like our reality will just shift. And too, it's funny because that's actually what, if the energy is moving in that direction. Let me just see what wants to come in. Okay, there's a lot of animal stuff coming through. So animal soul guardians. Man, there's whether it's someone like watching this back, or you're here now, because I had something else come up with animals before, and there's this like pureness of animals. I'll just kind of like give a quick, in case you're still here. But if it's this for someone new, there's, from what I've learned, there are animals that are soulmates that will come here for us for certain lessons and healing and self-realizations. And there's a pureness to animals. I mean, there's a pureness to everyone. Okay, everyone is pure. What's coming through for animals, though, is like there are some people that are here that see their pureness, that see their light when around animals, right? And that's what it's about, because we all have that light within us. There might be shadows, right? But this light is true. It's there. It's this divine perfection. We are healed, right? We're just kind of working to figure out what's in the way of us believing that. And so animals can play a huge part where there's just pure unconditional love, right? And as we're on this journey to learn our own unconditional love, we start to kind of take pieces into like, all right, how do I give myself unconditional love? How do I give myself love? And so when we see that reflection in our external world from an animal, from pure animals, these could be pets, these could be out in nature, these could you be called out to nature to be in that moment of reflection with animals in nature, because I am seeing actually a lot of nature that's popping into my vision. So taking the time to be within that space where your reality is showing the pure unconditional love that you already have within. So taking that moment to be really present with that moment, with those moments, with those animals, with those pets, to see that this is what's within you, right? This unconditional love. They're saying to pull another card here, so let me do that here. But it's beautiful, all the stuff with animals coming through today. So if you are looking for some extra, like, I don't want to say validation, but like if you're like, I need some little tender loving care and some self-care right now, it's a good reminder to help you step into that space. And so here, honor thy worth. Love this. All these cards are so beautiful. Okay, this could just be for one person, but I'm getting like a tie and connection here to Lemuria. Whew. Like the energy coming out of this portal on this card here is real, 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 real. Um, what I'm hearing is that there's integration happening from those lifetimes. Um, there's a lot of joy with this card. There's a lot of some giggling. That's why I'm starting to kind of giggle. This energy is flowing in. It's like just wanting to, like, for you to like see it and be like, hey, look, this is joy. Even if you're going through a bit of a moment here, take that joy, right? Take that joy and start to be present with it. Yeah. Also, what I'm getting is I feel like some people that when you're meditating, if you don't know that you are, or if you do, either which way, there are definitely some people here that are traveling to Lemuria. So if you needed any type of validation on like, where am I going? Like I feel like I'm going somewhere a bit different. There are some Lemurian guides that are working with you in a capacity where they're just trying to help you remember. Really help you remember all of the stuff within your DNA, within your body, within your mind, and helping to integrate that. So if that is resonating in some capacity, or maybe you give it a think when you kind of go, and you're just like, all right, like, there's something here. Keep that in mind. I'm actually doing ancient Lemurian energy transmission. It's a group event in a few weeks. So if you do go to my website, which is actually up, myawakeningwithin.com, and you are subscribed, you will get the notification when I do that group event. It'll probably be on Friday, but just helping to integrate some of that. And so that could be why that's coming through today. And they're saying one more card here. Let me see here. Higher purpose. So the resonance of these cards, if you guys are like feeling this deck, of course I don't have it with me. Shoot. Let me see if this is it. Nope. This deck has a higher frequency, and there are people that are in this space today. There's a reason why you're coming in here. They're like, if you're looking for an oracle deck, maybe I'll see if I can drop it in the notes of the video after, once I find the deck here. But like this higher frequency, you are stepping into higher vibrational field. You are feeling it. I know there was one person here before that mentioned their ears ringing, but they're bringing that to my attention again, that if you're feeling your ears ringing, you're stepping into a higher vibrational field. You are stepping into different aspects of spiritual awakening, because we have many awakenings. And so this aspect of higher purpose it's feeling like it's like calling. Like the way that I connect to it and the way that I kind of feel it is like, I feel like there's a higher calling, but I don't know yet. So it's coming into my field. I just feel like I'm like kind of seeing it kind of walk by or run by a little bit. And I say run because what I'm hearing is things are happening fast. Like it's not like it's gonna run by and leave and you'll never see it again. It's like coming into your field really quick. You're like, oh, this is something happening. Like part of me is like waking up and seeing things differently. And now I feel like I'm stepping in. Yeah, I feel like I'm stepping into a higher field of consciousness and starting to understand my purpose. There's a couple aspects of purpose, which I just want to say, like, just because you hear or if someone tells you what, like, part of your purpose is, always use your discernment because we come here for many reasons. Uh, I had one I had one session with a client at one point that was about joy. Okay, it was literally like she asked about her purpose, and what came forward was joy. Now, she was someone who she, had kids and didn't have the career, right? This traditional aspect, but and I didn't know anything about her. And what comes through is like you stepping into joy is like part of your purpose because when you embody this, imagine all the people that you touch when you step into that field, when you embody joy and you're truly in that space. And then the ripple effect, right? The trajectory of like lives that you change, even if just for that day, but you run into someone at the store and you're just having a grand old time shopping. Right? Like whatever it is, you're just in it. You're like, right, you're enjoying it in that moment. And you can change other people's perceptions just by them being around you, that energy shifting, just even like a one conversation, just the smile, right? All of that can shift everyone around us. And that I feel like was really, I feel like there's someone here or like someone will be watching this that is like, maybe they haven't felt like they've understood their calling yet. And what I'm here to say is spirit and what's being kind of channeled through is like, don't forget about joy. This is just as important because if everyone experiences joy throughout their life, the more people that do, imagine the change in the world that we can really bring. Right. So even if you're just like, I'm over here, I don't feel like I'm really contributing, right? There's so much more that we're doing. There's different people who step into different aspects. We're all pieces experiencing this collective consciousness. And from my understanding is we have agreements when we come into this lifetime to have this collective experience, right? But I can also choose to I can choose to stay and contribute to my reality by the choices I make because I have free will, right? So just really, really honoring yourself and like, wherever you are in your journey, whether it's like um, you've stepped into like this aspect of, okay, now what else? And like now you're getting deeper into your practice or what you're doing, or you might be like, feel like you're at the beginning. Embody that joy. Embody that joy, that presence I'm hearing is really important. When we are present, we get all of these downloads. So if there are people here that are like, how do I hear more from spirit? How do I connect more? How do I channel? Right? Because you're channeling. I can guarantee everyone here has channeled. It's from what I have learned is this presence into the moment. This present moment allows me to tap in and tune into higher frequencies because I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about the past. I'm not worried about the future. I just step out and I trust that whatever is coming through is for someone's highest good. And it's not for me to judge. It's not for me to say, oh, I want this message to come through to heal someone. Like, yes, that's great. But someone else has free will. right? And so just for me to deliver this message for me to be really important, and that comes with trusting myself, that comes with non-judgment, that comes with presence, and all those things we can work on, right? Like, how do we trust ourselves? Right? Like, why is it that we're not trusting ourselves? And diving in a little bit deeper to that depth is going to help us start to consciously channel or unconsciously channel, but right, drop into higher knowledge, drop into higher truth, and connect to who we truly are. Right? When we're in the present, we are not in past, we're not in future, we're here. This is who we truly are. Because the past and future is okay, past is like all the things that maybe someone told me I should be, right? And the future is just worry about like who I think I should be, right? Potentially, or like what's going to happen. And all of that like swirls around. That's all energy. And the more that's in our field and the more that we focus on that, the more, of course, we're not present and that we're not tapping into higher knowledge. And so that higher knowledge is available to everyone. Like what I do and other people, like there's no gatekeeping. There's no like, this person can do it and they're special. Like everyone can do this. It's intention, putting the practice in, the healing work that goes on and goes into it, and more, but it feels like there's such a connection here to that higher purpose, that higher knowledge, that higher consciousness, and like how to embody that. So hopefully that resonates, guys. Usually I stay on here for about an hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you like what you're seeing, give me a follow if you're on Facebook. Give me a subscribe if you're on YouTube. Please just support the channel so I can continue to bring some cool things in the future. I have my website down here, guys. So I have this myawakeningwithin.com. So I do channel and I do work with Akashic Enlightenment for personal sessions and one-on-one. So if you're resonating, feel free to check it out. I also do have this third eye activation and workshop. It's free. So all you do is you go to myawakeningwithin.com under events. You'll find it's called Third Eye Activation and Workshop. You just sign up. And so you can get access. That will be, what day is today? Oh, tomorrow. So that will be tomorrow afternoon, or afternoon for me, which I'm in Arizona, but you'll see that this way. It can be a little bit interactive if you have questions and just kind of tapping in. There will be some energy healing in that as well. So definitely tune into that so you get to know me a little bit more and kind of how I work. But feel free to get signed up on my newsletter as I'm doing other things here. I do attunements here. Yeah, absolutely. I do attunements here. So I do what's called, hey there, light being attunements, which connect to who you truly are, right? So the way that I feel it is, there's a wave in life of things that happen. And I always say like they happen for us, not to us. And so the more that we can start to understand and tap into like this present moment and not be as worried about how things unfold, right? The more that we can connect to who we truly are. So that's part of what the attunements are. They're group attunements on Friday. So feel free to check that out on my website. And those are aquamarine and light being attunements. And yeah, other than that, it's been such a pleasure, guys, to just kind of chat with you today, do some readings. We have some new people that came in the end, some curious people. I do see you over there. So glad that you came in. Just kind of, I don't know if you were here to kind of hear what I was saying before, but kind of see what I do as it's a little woo-woo, but it's not. I really look to empower people to understand their true self, understand the subconscious mind and how that can be in the kind of in the way of who we truly are, right? And that to get like not to get super deep, but also deep is right. We learn so many things from other people, from family. It's passed down all of these mindsets. It gets in, and that sometimes can act like it's who we are because that's all we know. And so just dismantling those illusions one by one, that's kind of the space I come from. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today. Check out my site. Check out all the things I do. I will be live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 Pacific time. That's just kind of a little bit of ongoing, but definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already. Give me a follow. Support the channels, and I will see you guys, if not for the free activation tomorrow, I will see you Thursday.